This is my first TED video, and I'm going to be talking about feelings. So I was thinking about what I wanted to do my video on, and I was thinking about what is relevant to me, and this kind of randomly just came to my mind. What I wanted to talk to you guys about today is what it's like to be a teenager. Now, I don't know how long this has been going on, but apparently society today thinks that teenagers can't really feel things. You see this in, oh, it's just young love, it doesn't mean anything, or boys will be boys, they just can't control their hormones. And I find this really annoying because we do feel things and it's just written off as it means nothing because apparently we're too young to decide what we're really feeling, and yet people think we can decide where we're spending the most important 4 years of our lives. We're supposed to know whether we want a private or public institution, and yet people don't think we're able to know who we're even attracted to. Now, I don't really know how this phenomenon started, but I'm here to set it straight that these are the most important and most influential time of our lives, so why can't our feelings count? I know we haven't discovered our true selves yet, but these experiences are what shape us, and that's the most real thing I've ever heard. I find myself talking to adults and them just daydreaming away because they don't expect anything meaningful to come out of me, but when you listen to anyone, no matter what their age is, you're going to learn something. And whenever I tell people my feelings, they just brush it off. And by feelings, I don't mean the cliche, dramatic ones. I'm talking about what stresses me out. And they think that I don't have the right to say those because I'm too young to really know what it's like. And they just compare themselves to me and to anyone. That's what's really wrong with this culture today, is that we can't stop comparing ourselves to others, and we always have to one-up each other. I think it's this complex that we think we always have to be better than someone because it's so competitive out there. But when it comes down to it, why can't we just let people feel what they think they're feeling? Why do we have to tear down other people's realities to make art seem more real? And then I also think it could be spun around into so many people have over-exaggerated and words are obviously becoming less meaningful as time goes on. So maybe people just always assume that, oh, he's just saying those things, he doesn't really mean it. But even if he doesn't really mean the things he's saying, he is saying them for a reason, whether it's to get you to feel something or to make the scene of the story he's telling. He is saying those things for a reason, so even if it's not so realistic, who would it hurt to just believe them? Now, I made up a little rule, and of course there are going to be exceptions to this rule like all rules, but I found that if you pointing something out changes something, then you're in the right. But if it doesn't change anything, then it was unnecessary. Like, for example, if someone says they're hungry and you point out that there are children in third world countries that haven't eaten in a longer span of time, that doesn't change the fact that the person is hungry. He has stayed the same throughout that entire thing. Just making him feel bad doesn't make a difference. So yeah, pretty simple rule, and that's just kind of an analogy of what I'm trying to get at. That's what people do to teenagers all the time. They make them feel bad for what they're feeling. They make them feel insecure and insignificant because we're not allowed to feel real things, and we don't even know how to feel those real things. But when do we even cross the line from being a silly teenager to be able to interject a meaningful thought into a conversation? That's something that I don't understand. What transformation goes on? Like, what age do you have to hit for people to actually listen to you? I just want people to take me seriously. I always just get really sad when people don't let others complain. Sometimes it is a little exaggerated, but if they feel like complaining, they should be able to let out their feelings. Everyone needs to be able to have that escape, and if people don't allow others to say exactly what they're feeling or even a sample of what they're feeling, then that's when you get the bottled up emotions, which lead to all these mental problems, and it leads to so much like chaos in the mind, and it leads to so much stress just because you feel so uncomfortable with saying what you're really thinking because you're afraid of being so belittled by everyone you're telling. That's why it's so hard nowadays for teenagers to open up anymore, because they're so used to this treatment. It only takes one person to make a snide comment for them to just shut their entire mind. Like one comment about how they should be grateful or something like that could just shut someone down and never be able to open up to that person again, because that trust is really fragile. To tell someone what you're feeling in the first place is really hard, and it takes a lot of courage, and for them to just shove that back in your face, it's really hard for someone to take, especially a young mind that's still developing. They get thoughts like, oh, I must always be wrong, oh, I must not know anything, and that's not good. Just making this video, I feel so uncomfortable because I feel like I shouldn't be saying these things, just thinking that I should be grateful for everything I have, but that's not fair, and that's not fair to anyone. I mean, everyone has their bad days, even the person with the most money, with the best family, with so many opportunities, even they feel sad sometimes. And I don't think it's right to belittle anyone for their feelings. So I guess it's not just teenagers, it's just anyone who's ever felt like they're not allowed to say what they're really thinking because of what others will think of them when they say that. I'm just saying, I just recognize it happens with teenagers because I am a teenager, and I feel like that's the most popular example. So I guess what you guys need to take from this, or what I want you to take from this video, is that everyone has their demons, everyone has their secrets and their feelings, and you not listening to them could really do a number on them, and that everyone has something to share, and everyone needs to share something. So just writing them off, no matter what it is not fair to them. And teenagers do have feelings, and young love does count. It's what teaches us life lessons. It's not just stupid. So yeah, I hope you guys like this video. Thank you.